इन हवाओं में, इन फिजाओं में, इन हवाओं में, इन फिजाओं में तुझको मेरा प्यार पुकारे। आजा आजा रे, तुझको मेरा प्यार पुकारे। इन हवाओं में, इन फिजाओं में, इन हवाओं में, इन फिजाओं में तुझको मेरा प्यार पुकारे। आजा आजा रे, तुझको मेरा प्यार पुकारे। ओ हो आ, ओ हो आ, ओ आ, हो हो आ, मुड़ के तकना ठीक नहीं है, मुड़ के तकना ठीक नहीं है। दिल को जब दिलदार पुकारे। आजा आजा रे, तुझको मेरा प्यार पुकारे। ओ ओम नमः शिवाय। Swami Vivekananda was a Hindu monk. Swami Vivekananda mentioned, stated, the biggest mistake or the biggest sin you commit is to believe that you are weak. You have no upper hand on your thoughts. That's the biggest sin you commit. The biggest virtue, however, the biggest virtue that you gain is to let the sense of self-awareness, is to is to let the sense of self-awareness, is to let the pure consciousness run through your body. That's the biggest virtue. The sense of self-awareness or pure consciousness, the biggest virtue is to let the sense of self-awareness or pure consciousness run through your body. You know, I am going to speak slow, not very loud, because half of the prana, I mean, I have, in other words, in very simple words, I have very less energy in me, you know. When you approach meditation in a way that your mind does not even know. Mind only is trying to instill its will on you. And as I mentioned in the beginning a few minutes ago, that Swami Vivekananda said the biggest sin you ever commit is to believe that you are weak. No, you are not weak. You have upper hand. You are scared of your thoughts and you are asking mercy. You are asking mercy to mind, basically. that mind, please show me mercy. Please, that thought is scary. Please, that thought is not very pleasant. That thought makes me very, uh, that thought makes me very, very agitated. That thought is so strong and powerful. These are all the statements that most of the humanity are living in, and most of the humanity are making because they think their thought has the upper hand. That's why he said that. West, unfortunately, with with the beginning of human race 50,000 years ago, in these 50,000 years, uh, West, unfortunately and sadly, has not been very contributive, if I can use that word, or I can use such a word, that West can hasn't been very contributive to the growth of you. To the growth of you means that your real growth, which is spiritual growth, it's not, and I'm not altogether, I'm not, I'm not altogether denying, I'm not altogether denying the contribution of West in the spiritual growth, but compared to East, the contribution of West is very, very less. In other words, what I am saying, West does not even hold a candle compared to East, specifically India, the birth of civilization. Why am I telling you this? Am I taking pride of a country, India, or am I downplaying West? No, I'm just stating facts. Why? There is no reason. I'm just stating facts. Why are you so adamant, basically, to find a reason in everything? Which, in you, the one which is saying, I need to find a reason, is your mind. Because mind can only operate on a reasoning. You see, that's why it is called reasoning mind. Do not look for the reason in everything, in every action, if you understand. Do not look for your own profit in everything, in every action you perform. Do not look for the outcome in every action and everything you perform. I can ask you a question: why are you even breathing? Have started, if you have started questioning and trying to find a reason, I can ask you and go ahead. The question: why are you breathing even? What is the reason you are breathing? And there you stop, and there you surrender, and and there you stop, and there you surrender, and you say, I just am, isn't it? You have no reason here. You cannot give me no justification. You cannot give me no logical reason here. Your rationale fails. Here your mind fails. Okay? And the biggest you can tell me, the most profound in your mind you can tell me, I just am, isn't it? By simply being you are breathing, isn't it? Why is your heart beating? If you want to look for the reason, let's go. Two can play the game, you see. And for us, it's a win-win situation. If you want to find the reason, let's go. Let's go as far as you can go, neck to neck, head to head. I am telling you, humans, stop looking for the reason in everything if you want to lead a happy life. I'm giving you the tools to lead a happy life and keep you very less cluttered or zero cluttered in you. The zero cluttered you are, the chances, the happier you are. You make a habit out of it. When you make a habit out of it, it imprints on your tendencies. Then before the time comes of transition, you know it is coming. How do I know? How do I know the time for my transition is coming? Because you have made yourself receptive. Why don't you want to put any effort to know ahead of time? Because you are so fascinated and entangled with what you see around you. Learn, trust the process. Trust the process. Keep yourself minimum with conflict. Keep yourself minimum with contradiction. How do you keep yourself minimum with conflict and contradiction? When you stop investing your focus in useless things, when you stop asking for the reason, rationale, or logic. Otherwise, you would always remain restless. And remember something, make no mistake, you think it's harmless when you look for the reason in everything. You think it is harmless when you think for no reason, isn't it? You think for no reason. There is a movie, it is called Rubber. Have you heard of that movie? Have you seen that movie? There is a movie, it is called Rubber. In that movie, that fella in the beginning, in the introduction of the movie, he says, why do we even think? And then he answers himself, no reason. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. You think for no reason. It's a habit, but you do not realize that. You think everybody is thinking, everybody is doing that, so I should be doing that too. Huh? I have mentioned numerous times, we have mentioned to you numerous times in the past, if you remember that I'm still in a state of meditation. We have mentioned to you numerous times in the past that there are so many things you do because you have become compulsive. You think majority, democracy, in truth, majority, authority. No, you must have the tendency in you to question everything, okay? You must have. A few centuries ago on this very planet, on this very globe, people thought that this planet Earth is flat, People thought this planet Earth is flat and elephants are holding it. As they evolved, maybe technologically, maybe scientifically, maybe spiritually too a little, it could be a combination of everything. Do not draw the line. Leave the possibility open. That's number two. If you ever want to be happy, do not just jump into draw the conclusion. You see, do not draw the line. Leave the possibility open. Do not just become the slave of the conditioning that you have been handed over from the mind of humanity for 50,000 years. And that's the basis of your suffering, because you have never learned to question what you have been handed over. As that essence of that old wise women, as I travel with the Lady Hawk, and Lady Hawk takes me to the old wise woman, the essence of the old wise woman. Now you're going to ask me, lizard. Now you're going to ask me that the essence, what kind of color she has. This is conditioning. Why are you so interested what kind of color a person carries? What difference does that make in your life? You tell me. You have a life to live, don't you? You have a life to live. Don't you have a life to live? What difference is going to make in your life what kind of color a person is carrying? Or have you ever wondered what the God name is? You see, this is a ruthless jungle and you have to find your own way. Is this how you are going to find your own way? That you are looking somebody and trying to figure them out in terms of gender, in terms of color, in terms of their family background, how they speak, what kind of accent, if they speak English, and all that. Is this how you would find your way? I've been speaking here on media for almost 4 years without no hesitation. I speak my awareness. I speak myself without fear, without any type of fear of being judged, without any type of attachment to anybody, without a mind so caught up in fear, a mind so caught up in attachments, a mind so caught up what's going to happen tomorrow, is not capable of carrying the magnitude of wisdom a Gyani carries, a yogi carries. You understand? So you have a life to live, and you cannot live that life happily if you keep investing your stupid awareness. The reason I'm calling it stupid is because you never cared to see what is ahead. I work 9 to 5. I have weekends off. I have a great job. I am killing myself for money. I have a family. I have relatives. I have connections. I have promotion. This and that and that and that and that and that. You understand what I'm saying? This is all you do. But you never bothered. Not once it occurred to you. Not once. You are 60, 70, 80. I would give you 90 years old. Huh? Not once occurred in your mind. Is there something other than all this? Am I missing something? Am I not looking that I should be looking? Why am I just, and yes, in all these years you feel constipated. In all these years you feel there's something missing in my life. I can bet with you my life on it. But you do not know what that is. You understand that? You do not know what that is. This is the very life which is limitless. You understand? Is trying to get back to its fundamental very nature. The very life which is running through you is trying to get back to its very fundamental nature, the missing part. Because limitless life is confined in a physical form. Limitless life is confined in an I that exists only in you. You see, limitless possibility. Being alive is a limitless possibility. Do not resist the change. That's number 3. I'm giving you the tools to remain happy. Do not resist the change. The very nature, the life running through within you, the very nature of it to extend. It cannot extend if it resists the change. It means in life there is no resistance as far as change. Are you following? Are you understanding what I'm telling you? Is your focus intact? What I'm telling you? Are you with me so far? Am I making sense to you? Just be with me. You see, you do not know how to relate with me. When I go among humans, I see that you do not know how to communicate with me. You do not know how to connect with me unless I speak. So I am speaking. You see? So remember something. Number 3, do not resist the change. When your missus is expecting a baby and you are either married or in a relationship or whatsoever, that's not the point. And you are all excited. It's a change, isn't it? You are bringing a life into this world. It's a change, isn't it? There you do not resist. If you understand, you are happy. But a person who is hired in your company, you understand, a new person, that poor person needs your help. There you resist the change. You have a certain mind frame. Just because you have spent more time in the company does not give you the right to subjugate the person in the way you want that person to be. Are you following me? Keep one eye for one person, keep the same eye for another person. You see, do not resist the change. Do not have different eyes tomorrow the same person who was hired somehow passes some test in the company and gets promoted and becomes your boss, then you have another you see what I'm saying to you? This is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy wouldn't take you nowhere. If you know, hypocrisy wouldn't take you nowhere. Hypocrisy is detrimental to your spiritual growth, which is your real growth. Make no mistake. Hypocrisy is detrimental for your spiritual growth, which is the only growth. Rest is a story. You know, the same family thing I told you, the same this and that, not even once it occurred. What it I am missing, the very life which is running through you wants to get back to that very fundamental state, the very fundamental nature of itself, which is free, limitless, with no boundaries. What we do here in Advaita, one without a second, what we do here in Gyan, which is meditation, what we do here in yoga is to dissipate, is to transcend that compulsion in you without leaving the body. And then you have full charge on your life. Then even if you are thrown in the midst of chaos in a battlefield, remember, I give you the example of my Lord Krishna, who taught Arjuna in the midst of battlefield, Kurukshetra, spirituality. When Arjuna can learn truth in the midst of battlefield where people are being slaughtered, then you are in a very good shape right now. Look around you. You understand? Very good shape. It's a beautiful day. Sun is out. You are alive. You are breathing. You are not facing an opponent. Nobody's subjugating you. You see? It's the most easiest. These are the most easiest. These are the most easiest circumstances, easiest and comfort circumstances that you are given. And then you do not become super concerned about your own well-being. You say, yes, last time you said that it's over for you and we see you here again. Isn't it? Your mind is conditioned, critical, always thinking critical. That's the sign of a very sick mind, you know, that always thinking critical. So, what do you think time is? You are gauging everything in time. Do you understand once you leave the body, obviously there is no time. However, sages give you a glimpse if you are so adamant to find out if there is no time, then how it is. One day for a person who passed on and has left the physique or the body is equal to 6 months while you are in the body. That is the closest you can get. And one day of you human, creation is not centered on you. Creation is no human centric. One day of you human is a lifetime for an ant. You know that? One day for you human is a lifetime for a bug, or could be a lifetime for a bug. Time is subjected to what shape or form you are in. Are you understanding? And once you leave the physique, there is no time. So when I say my time is close, is to make you comprehend how close it is. I can only know, and I know it, and I see it, but it is not make known to you. You understand? It is not, and it would never be. You know why? Ask me the question why, since you are very adamant to find why in everything. Why? Because it's none of your goddamn business, isn't it? That's a very simple answer to your why. Keep yourself unentangled, if I may use such a word. Do not be tangled with a lot of things, you understand? Do not Try to find reasons, try to find logic. Do not keep your mind alive all the time. You understand that? Do not do that, because that would not, that if you keep your mind all the time, I'll give you an example, then you would, when the transition happens after that, when I say transition, it means death in human comprehension, in human terms. For me, there is none. You see, for Gyanis, for yogis, there is no such thing. We take this birthday suit off. Are you following? We take this birthday suit off, we put another one, and another one. For us, it has no meaning, you know. Anyway, so if you keep yourself entangled with the mind, with the thoughts, why? I wonder what the person is saying. I wonder what she's thinking about me. I wonder if they are talking about me. I wonder why is he staring at me? Has he got a staring problem? I wonder. And then one day, Ram Ram Satya, done, game over. You know, I wonder. Life goes way beyond I wonder. You understand that? Life goes way beyond I wonder. Stop wondering so much. Treat yourself with kindness. You are not being kind to yourself. You understand that? When you think so much, when you entangle so much, when you make assumptions towards other people, and you make, on the top of assumption, you make an assumption that what I'm assuming is true, then forget about peace. You understand? There is no peace in all these activities. You see, sages, the spiritual gangsters, sages from India, the people who were the carnation of avatar, the author, the carnation of God, you know, sages. I'm not going to go into what a sage itself is. You see, I am not going to go into what a sage itself is. The closest glimpse I can give you, if you want to look up online and try to find his video on YouTube, the name is Sri Ramana Maharishi. The name is Sri Ramana Maharishi. He's very popular in Advaita Vedanta. If you want to see a video or the last sage maybe on this planet or something, Sri Ramana Maharishi, look it up. But I'm talking about the sages just like him, but the internal observation, the one came up with Vedas and internal exploration, internal discoveries, that how life functions in any form. Sages gave you an example. Imagine you are sleeping. When you are sleeping, you are not thinking. You know that when you are sleeping, what happens basically through your five senses, consciousness or the sense of self-awareness, consciousness or the sense of self-awareness withdraws from your five senses, and then it runs in your mind. Remember, do not confuse your mind with your brain. Consciousness or the sense of self-awareness withdraws from your senses and it goes in the mind. And what you experience, you call dream. Now, stay here. In the dream, you see there is a tiger which is chasing you. If tiger is a beast, obviously. If one is caught by a tiger, there is no chance further, you know. A tiger is chasing you, a vicious tiger. For me, dreams are very... Last 7 days, the dreams I'm having are phenomenal. But I'm just trying to make you understand the sages, the example they gave you. So what happens basically in the dreams, you are reacting to fear. You know that? Have you ever noticed when you are dreaming, you do not know it's a dream? Do you think dreams are not real? Dreams are real. very real as this reality is, but not as subtle or concrete. It's more ethereal. You witness yourself in the dream too. You have all the reactions to all whatever is happening. You feel your own essence, you feel the essence of others. And then you wake up. Only when you wake up, you realize it was a dream. Have you noticed that? Mm. Only when you wake up, you realize it was a dream. But when you are dreaming, you have no awareness you are dreaming. Just like that, tomorrow, when I wake up on a more subtle reality than this one, then this would look like a dream. You understand? Only the difference is whatever you have done in this time between the north of birth and bodily transition has an impact now. You gathered something from here and you would progress by that. So if you are entangled 24/7, 7 days a week, 4 weeks in a month, 12 months in a year, year after year, and then Ram Ram Satte, game over, you see. So wherever you are entangled over and over and over and over, it would start your progress based on that. These are the tools that I gave you. Keep yourself as unentangled as humanly possible, not physically, but psychologically. Why? When these are necessary things only on times, but you do not have to always worry and try to figure people out. I never mentioned my birth family. You understand? I never mentioned, only if I wanted to make a point to you, I did. You see? But I do not cry, I do not tell, I do not do this and that. In my family, my older brother, he died. He was a schizophrenic. You understand? And he always was very involved in the activity of the mind. This is, your mind is limited, it cannot answer a lot of questions. Your knowledge is limited. Even your logic and rational is based on your knowledge. That is limited too. You see, I just proved it. If your focus was intact. So people, the reason I mentioned this brother who was only brother in this lifetime, because I can see next 1,000 years ahead of me anyway. We wouldn't go there. So what happens basically is when you bang so much on your mind that even when you are alone and you are looking at the objects, you are trying to make sense out of it, it cracks after a certain period of time. Certain period of time could be years, could be this and that. It cracks, just like the rubber band. Remember, if you take a rubber band, even the rubber band has the elasticity, if you understand, and you can pull it, but you can pull it up to a certain limit. After that, rubber band breaks, just like that. Consider that your mind just like that breaks after a certain period of time. So do not bank on that one. And there are numerous diseases and impurities of soul which is attached. Some of them are called anxiety, some of them are called depression, some of them are called fear, paranoia, this and that and that. But there are some impurities of the soul that are called psychosis, that are called schizophrenia. Once a person reaches to that line, it is very, very difficult to help a person like that. You see, medical science can give it any words. Psychology, psychiatry can give it any words. These disorders, impurities of the soul exist, whether words exist or don't exist. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? Is that a fact or is not a fact? I'm asking you questions. These impurities or disorders of the soul would exist, whether words exist or don't. Is that a fact or is not a fact? Anyway, it's not in the words. That's number 4. Number 4 is it's not in the words. Go away. Go away. It's not in the words, if you understand. And it is existing whether you exist or do not exist. It is existing whether words exist or do not exist. You understand? And the time to do something about it is now. So take your faith out of the words and you will be more receptive. For I have given, you know, if focus was intact, you would realize that I have given. So what's going to happen now is you, I think I'm losing the band and no problem, it would come back. So what's going to happen now? Rewatch this, rewatch this video if you miss something. Okay? Go away.